Gardaí are continuing to investigate the suspected murder of 8-year-old Kyran Durnin in County Louth. The little boy had been reported missing at the end of August. However, Gardaí earlier this week upgraded the missing persons case to one of murder. Our chief reporter Barry Whyte is with me now. Good morning, Barry.
Hi, Pat. Good morning.
Now, their main focus is trying to establish when was the last sighting of Kyran alive.
Yeah, Pat. So Gardaí are now trying to establish the exact timeline of events in the case of missing 8-year-old Kyran Durnin. Their main focus in this investigation now centres on trying to find out where and when the last confirmed sighting of Kyran took place. But for a bit of background on this, Pat, for our listeners, 8-year-old Kyran was first reported missing on the 30th of August this year, so a couple of months ago, along with his 24-year-old mother, Dayla Durnin. At that time, Kyran was described as being 3 foot 3 inches in height, with a medium build, brown eyes and brown hair. And when last seen, Kyran was wearing a navy zip-up windbreaker and black runners. However, now Miss Durnin has since been located alive in England, and Gardaí have been unable to locate her son in spite of extensive inquiries. They also say they have not discovered any evidence that Kyran is still alive, and now suspect he may have been murdered, like you say. And Pat, Gardaí believe Kyran may have died up to 2 years before he was reported missing. Now, investigators are trying to verify where the child was last seen, and the last sighting of the child, which Gardaí have been able to confirm with certainty, occurred over 2 years ago in May 2022. This would have been around the time of Kyran's 6th birthday.
So when we're talking about a missing 8-year-old, we're really talking about a missing 6-year-old.
Yeah.
If in fact his life was taken.
And I think from the pictures as well, you can tell that he didn't look 8 in the
little boy,
pictures.
Yeah.
He looked a lot younger. So yeah, he went missing around the time of his 6th birthday. That's what Gardaí believe. That was the last sighting. And it's understood that around this time he was removed from school outside of Drogheda in another town in County Louth. And it may have been suggested then, Pat, that he was being moved to Northern Ireland and starting school there. And that might explain how this young boy slipped through the cracks. There is now a large team of investigators working on this. However, they have a timeline of at least 2 years to cover. And as I mentioned, if he was in school outside Drogheda and there were suggestions that he was being moved to Northern Ireland, there's a large geographical area to cover here.
Okay, and then you've a situation where if Kyran's life was taken and it is a murder, that murder may not have taken place in this jurisdiction. They may well have moved north of the border, and this could be a matter for the PSNI.
Well, it could be, Pat, but I think the main focus of Gardaí is here at the minute, and they're kind of focusing on Drogheda and Dundalk. Tusla are also cooperating with Gardaí here. Kyran was known to Tusla because there was long school absenteeism here.
Okay.
And Tusla have confirmed that they are liaising with Gardaí. They say they cannot comment on individual cases, and in particular are conscious that there is an ongoing Garda investigation into what is a sensitive case. However, Tusla will continue to work closely with Gardaí and other parties as required at this time. Now, Kyran Durnin was absent from school for around 2 years, and questions will have to be asked about this, Pat, as how could this go unnoticed by authorities? But as I said, it did seem to be implied that the young boy and his family were moving across the border. Mm-hmm. And if the authorities thought that, then obviously 2 different jurisdictions, you don't really follow that up.
And do we know whether there's any regular contact between, say, Tusla and social services north of the border? Do they talk to each other at all, or?
My understanding is they don't.
They don't, yeah.
So
they don't hand off cases, in other words?
No, I don't think so. Nevertheless, as well, Pat, questions will inevitably have to be answered regarding child protection measures in this case. But for now, the main focus of Gardaí is on Kyran, and investigators want to progress this murder investigation and locate the child's remains. The investigation certainly won't be easy, and as one Garda source told me last night, Pat, this is a very, very complex case.
So finally, Barry, the case was upgraded to murder this week. That's quite rare for missing persons. Why did they do that?
Yeah, it's very rare, especially in this country. However, Gardaí hope that announcing that this case has been upgraded to a murder will prompt people known to Kyran to come forward with information. It's my understanding that certain people close to Kyran who the Gardaí want to talk to have not been cooperating prior to this being upgraded to murder. It will also help authorities to obtain search warrants, while upgrading the case to murder will see significantly more Garda resources assigned to this inquiry. And there is a large team of detectives now working on this. And Pat, Gardaí say anyone with information about Kyran's disappearance should contact Drogheda Garda Station on 041 987 4200, the Garda Confidential line on 1800 666 111, or any Garda station. And they say any information, no matter how insignificant it may seem, will be welcomed by the investigation team, and that this information will be treated in the strictest confidence. And Pat, even if someone has information that they may have thought was a minor, they should still contact Gardaí. Maybe they saw Kyran 2 years ago and they may have thought nothing of this. Even that information could prove vital in helping Gardaí here.
Now, we don't know how much questioning there has been of Kyran's mother in the UK.
No, at this stage, all we know that she's been located in England.
And do you know, is there an extended family?
Well, the grandmother, the mother of Dála Durnin, made an appeal a few days after the missing persons at the end of August. She did make an appeal in the local on the local media, spoke to the local newspaper, appealing for her daughter and Kyran to come home.
Has she said anything else?
No comments since. I was in Drogheda earlier this week, and I know that there was a number of journalists, including myself, looking to speak to her, but we couldn't get her.
All right, Barry Whyte, our chief reporter, thank you very much for joining us.